Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else.
Hey, how you doing?
Crime, it's the way I'd like to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
G'day. Let me bring in Brendon real quick. And I'll stop the music as well. That might be an idea. Hold on a second. Oh, bear with me, folks. There we go. And we'll stop the music, which has gone to Sims 2 hip hop. Brendon, read me the tweet that I just sent you, please.
Cut my life into pieces. This is Wii Sports Resort.
Cool. That is, of course, a tweet by avid chatter Bjort Sampson, who is not with us tonight, unfortunately. But if you're watching the VOD later, Reese, thanks for that. A cool, well, not quite 8,000 likes, but close to 8,000 likes for that one. Well deserved.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
They always sing, cut my lunch into pieces. This is a plastic fork.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, how long ago did that song come out? You reckon?
That was Tony Hawk's 2 was, what, 2001? I think it was on the same album as that song that was on there. I don't know. I'm going to say 2002.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway. So Jack 2 era is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to figure it out in relation to...
Yeah.
To,
Lost Frontier, Jack X, like, which Jack of our Lord AD, you know?
Mm.
Anyway. Let's get stuck into trivia to recap what's... Well, firstly, before we get stuck into trivia, I'd just like to acknowledge that we're streaming today on the lands of the Cadigal and Camaragal peoples of the Eora Nation. And so I'd like to sincerely pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Now, let's catch up on last week with the new tradition of Jack 3 trivia with Austin Powers pinball music scoring underneath.
I'm looking forward to this, but I have some pretty interesting stuff to talk about with this Papa Roach song. We'll do that after this. So we'll do it when there's some driving to do.
Okay, please hold that thought. Write down notes if you have to, because I'm very willing to talk about it.
Yeah. I got my notes open,
But,
don't worry.
okay, let's get our thinking caps on. Let's try and remember what happened last week. Starting with, there was a bit later on in the session where we went to the Precursor Temple for not especially clear reasons, but reasons nonetheless. And we encountered two characters there having a chat. Do you remember which two characters those were? No. Okay. So they were... Firstly, there was the bald guy who banished us to the wasteland. His name's Count Vega.
I remember.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the big bad. And the other one was Seam, the monk, who we've raced, who calls Daxter Orange Lightning. And basically they're chatting about, well, Vega's instructing them to open up the catacombs as soon as possible. And it's unclear why he wants it so badly. It's something to do with, like, the Daystar approaching, and, we need defense against the dark arts that are approaching.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got to carry out the human instrumentality project.
Oh yeah.
No, but
they use that exact phrasing, but I'm just painting in broad strokes to help jog your memory here. Yeah,
In
it's human
seriousness,
instrumentality.
there
That's right.
was we need to create the world anew in someone's image storyline. That vague sort of that theming is what I remember. Am I wrong about that?
Recreating the world. I'd be
Someone's
interested
trying-
to see what you have to say about that, like those broad themes after this session specifically, because some stuff happens that might affect how you feel about it. So I won't say anymore.
Yeah, but you know what I mean by like recreating. Like it might not necessarily be exactly something like I'm going to recreate this world, but something like the world must be destroyed so we can start it again, something like that.
Coming up with a plan for the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a sci-fi trope.
Sure. Well, I'm not discouraging that, is my answer. Okay. Next question. We met Ashlyn in the desert. She was hanging out in the oasis. You said she looked like Christina Aguilera. She looked very sullen.
From the film
she
called
gave
Dirty.
us... Sorry?
From the film called Dirty.
That's right. She gave us 2 items. Do you remember what those 2 items were? They were pretty helpful for us progressing in the game.
I don't remember, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. One was the jetboard, which of course you were very, very keen on. You call it the skateboard, whatever. It's all good. It's all gnarly, dude. And
That looks like a video card, though, like with a fan on top of it.
it really does. You're right. That's exactly right. I wonder if graphics cards looked like that back in the day, and if the concept artists were inspired by that. The other one I would have absolutely been fine if you hadn't remembered that. It's the Seal of Mars, the little red thing that young Jack from the last game had around his neck, and so old Jack, our Jack, took it off him. And Ashlyn gave that to him and was like, "Don't you remember who you are? Don't you want to come back and save Haven City?" And he's like, "I'm through saving the world. I've got new friends in the desert." And he was very mopey. But then he used that to unlock a door in the Precursor Temple. So it's like, okay, well, that lasted super long, didn't it, Jack? You know, that little temper tantrum. That little refusal of the call. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of items from Ashlyn. And meanwhile... the other thing we did was we went back to the city, and Cleaver, our Australian friend, said, "Hey, look at that turret up there. I've got the high score on that turret for defending the city. Beat my high score, why don't you?" And of course we did, because this is Jack 3 and we'll do everything and anything that's offered to us. Do you remember what Cleaver gave us for beating his high score?
I'll give you a power cell. No,
That would have been funny, but no.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. It was one of umpteen light crystals that we've been getting so far in this game. People have been constantly showering us with dark and light crystals as kind of quest rewards. And as I've said a few times now, there's no tangible benefit to gameplay from them. It's just stuff we're getting as part of the plot. I really do wonder if they had a bigger plan in mind for what they would do. Like if it was a Legend of Zelda side quest type deal, and then they just had to fold it away to just get the game out in their mad rush. But anyway, Cleaver gave us a light crystal. Store that away in your memory for a bit. Next question. So, why, when Sig spared Jack from dying in the arena, you remember that happening, right? How Sig came back?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember him
cool.
coming back.
You remember him coming back. This was in the arena. This was part of the third trial. And at the end of Jack 1, that trial, he would have been a Wastelander. His life debt would be repaid. He would have been one of them. But Sig was the last opponent. Sig's like, screw it. I can't kill you. And then Damus is like, I should chuck you out in the desert right now, you infidels, you scallywags. But actually, Sig, I'm going to keep you alive because... Do you remember why he kept Sig alive?
No.
That's okay. So, we learn in this game, and of course it's not mentioned anywhere in Jack 2, so, you know, sort of coming up with story details on the fly a bit here. But Sig was a spy for years in Haven City. On
Oh, he's a
behalf.
double agent, wasn't he? Yeah.
A double agent, that's right. You did, yeah, you said as much, and you were pretty intrigued as to what that meant. Yeah, do you feel like that makes Sig more interesting, knowing that he's got an ulterior motive other than just being like a hired hand like he was in the last game?
Yes, but I'm also cautious about getting invested in character stories because knowing what could happen with this game and pacing and that sort of stuff, they could just stop appearing altogether and be like, now you are only a side quest character, you know? So, yes and no.
Hey, Sir Dodgington, thanks for coming. We are just playing a bit of catch-up from last week to refresh ourselves on the story that's happened so far by way of trivia, because we love it.
As a prelude to Last Resort by Papa Roach facts.
Yes, we are going to go into Papa Roach facts in a minute, but also, Sir Dodgington says, Brendon, I just binged Yu-Gi-Oh! Seasons 1 and 3, skipping 2, interestingly, because of your
Because
stream.
it's not on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
That's weird. Why do you reckon that is?
I don't actually know. I also saw today, because my phone, Google News, like, just suggests things, news topics, and the news topic it suggested today was a Yu-Gi-Oh! News, which is few and far between these days, but Crunchyroll has finally completed uploading a sub of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, okay, cool.
It's taken 10 years to do.
Wow.
So there you go.
A sub of Yu-Gi-Oh! So, like, just every episode you could want, or not?
Yeah, I don't know if they were rolling them out progressively, but it was a new story. Anyway, yeah, I'm so very, very happy to hear that you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! As a result of the stream.
That's
That's my
the best
goal,
you
is
can
to
hope
get
for,
everyone to watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's nice to get back in touch and not view it with rose-colored glasses, let's say, but just like acknowledge it and understand what it means to us. It's nice that we can spread that spirit.
Yeah.
I agree. That's cool. Thank you, Sir Dodgington, and thanks for hanging out. Next question: how many light Jack powers, or bright Jack powers, as you like to say, did we get last week?
Or how many powers do we
How many
get?
distinct powers did we receive?
Oh, I don't know. 2? 3? 2?
You pretty much got it. Well, yeah, you guessed 3. I would have
Okay.
totally understood if you had said 2, though, because one of them was very quick and very close to the end.
Yeah, and I think you said there was one that we weren't going to use. Wasn't it?
Yeah. I did brush over it, so that's fair enough. So one's healing, or regeneration, as they call it. One is flash freeze, which is like slowing down time. There was that bit where we were running across the crumbling bridge, very Uncharted style. And the last one we got was a shield. And like I said, demonstrated that really quickly and then moved on, because I honestly cannot remember the point in the game in which it's required, you know? I think it's just there. It's just a thing you can get. On the flip side, how many Dark Jack powers did we unlock?
No. All of them? 4? I don't know. 4.
There was
I don't
just literally the one that we got.
Okay.
And that's invisibility. You remember that whole cutscene where we get to the end of the volcano and there's the skeletal monk at the end and is holding that statue, and Daxter throws it and Jack's like, "Look out, Dax!" and catches it, and then he goes invisible and stuff. Do you remember all that?
I think so. Yeah.
It was a bit chaotic, to be honest. But though it did end with a great bit of comedy from Daxter, where he expresses to Jack the one thing that he misses the most about being human. Do you remember what that is?
Do you say like wearing pants?
Pretty much, yeah.
Something like that?
Soft.
Or like the
underpants.
feeling of underwear? Like
Yeah.
soft underwear?
The way it cradles and lifts is what he said. So yeah, no, you remember that bit. Maybe I should focus more in future trivia on just like Daxter's jokes specifically. Maybe I should have the next round just be exclusively funny shit Daxter said.
No, even though I don't remember it in the time, as soon as you said the answer, I remember it perfectly. So it's good to get it to jog my memory.
Oh, true. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, that is the end of the trivia question specifically, but I'm turning off Austin Powers Pinball, and I'm asking you, what do you have to say about Papa Roach?
I'll wait till there's a good chance to talk. So.
Oh, right. I thought you wanted to immediately follow.
Oh,
bump off the
I
trivia
do.
too.
I do, but I can be patient.
Okay, we could start the game.
Yeah,
We could start jumping and climbing and whatnot. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and do that. Woo!
Is it started?
Yes, there was
Oh,
a
there
whole
we go.
transition.
Okay.
Sorry. I should make that clearer to you because I'm not screen sharing ever. Like the stream itself, it's just the game that you're seeing, so you have no idea what's going on. Yeah, fair enough.
I do have it open, but it's not. I'm not looking at it all the time.
Yeah, it's not in sync. I get it. All right, so we finished last week here at this eco mine. It was daytime when we got here, but now it's nighttime because this game, of course, has a dynamic day-night cycle, like in the last game. Pekka told us, okay, just go through here to the city. Be careful. It's pretty spooky. There's old precursor technology around. Blah blah blah. It's platform. That's all.
Cool.
That's what we're looking forward to here. That's what we're here for. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I reckon, in the speedrunning tradition, it's time for donations, or only in this case, it's time for Papa Roach chat. Go ahead. What do you have to tell us about Papa Roach?
Okay. So I was assuming that Last Resort was on the same album that I can't remember what that other song, Blood Knuckles. Yeah, the song that's in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. But Last Resort first appeared on the soundtrack to the 2000 film Ready to Rumble. Do you know anything about the 2000 film Ready to Rumble?
I do not. I think I'm thinking of no, I couldn't tell you the plot of that movie. Who's in it?
David Arquette and
Okay.
someone else.
Okay. Well, David Arquette, former heartthrob, sure.
Here's some incredibly interesting wrestling facts and stories coming. Around this movie too. So, prior to 2001, WWE or WWF at the time wasn't the only major wrestling company. There was another major wrestling company based in the South called WCW.
In the where, sorry?
In the South, in Georgia.
I'm not expecting that. Yeah, right. Okay.
And WCW was actually drew better ratings for 84 weeks in a row, or 84
Wow.
weeks. I can't remember.
In what
So
year
they
again,
were-
sorry?
This was the late 90s.
Late 90s, okay.
This is known as the Monday Night Wars. It's also known as the creative peak of the wrestling industry. It was at its all-time popularity, all-time high in terms of popularity, I should say. So by 2000, though, WWF had pulled ahead pretty far, and WCW, their biggest opponent, had started to crumble. They'd go under a year later. Around that time, there was a movie coming out called Ready to Rumble, which was basically a promo for WCW. So it had WCW wrestlers in it. They're fighting for the WCW World Heavyweight title. The movie is like a 2000s crass comedy, like what was it called? Like American Pie, sort of.
I wonder if you showed me the poster or trailer, I would just have a vivid flashback of seeing an ad on TV or something. Would it have been big? Did you watch it when it came out? Or...
No, I've never seen it. No.
Okay, alright. Yeah, alright, go
on. But yeah, so the movie apparently as well as a piece of shit. I'm not surprised at all. Apparently it was the first time John Cena made an appearance. He was in the
Whoa, big
background of the
deal.
movie. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the movie's bombing, and they were going, all right, let's get, like, we need some publicity for the movie as well. So David Arquette had already been appearing on WCW television in storylines and that sort of stuff,
Yeah, right.
just as an on-screen personality.
Yeah,
And-
so, like, he was a proper actor by that point. Like, people knew him from Scream.
From Scream, yeah.
So, like, name actors in wrestling is not a connection I would have made as someone who doesn't follow wrestling at all. Is it, like, common?
He wasn't, like, I mean, people knew who he was, but he
Sure.
wasn't that famous.
Okay.
People knew him more because he was married to Courtney Cox.
Okay.
People knew him more as Courtney Cox's husband at the time because Friends was so huge, right?
Yeah. Because, right, so it was more the result of just, I forget what I was going to say. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So WCW at the time thought it would be a great idea to help promote the movie and maybe boost their ratings a little bit because they were failing. Let's put our world heavyweight title on, give it to David Arquette, and he can be the world heavyweight champion for a week.
That sounds hilarious.
It did not work, and it's still considered like one of the final nails in the coffin. Like WCW was already on its knees in terms of the popularity wars.
So how far apart was this and the bit where they had 84 weeks in a row of success? How far apart was that talking?
This was 3 years after that.
Oh, okay. All right, enough time for like a TV show or a
2 or
creative
3
property
years,
just
yeah.
sort of run itself aground. Yeah. Okay.
So there you go, and that's the story of why David Arquette is a wrestling world heavyweight champion.
Sure. And Papa Roach just, and you only thought of it because of the Papa Roach song.
Yes.
Okay.
David
Did Papa Roach
Arquette.
appear in the movie? Did they perform? the
No.
song? Okay.
No. David Arquette himself is a huge wrestling fan. He didn't want to
Really?
win the world title because, like all wrestling fans knew, if you have an actor who's not a wrestler win the top title, it kind of degrades the value of that title.
Yeah, righto.
Which is what happened.
But
But
yeah,
he
it does
wanted
sound
to.
that way. Like just getting an actor rather than
Yeah.
a wrestler.
But he was basically coaxed into it. They were saying, look, we really need your help. And he was thinking, for the good of the wrestling company, for the good of the wrestling business, I'll do it. And he's since gone on to actually do wrestling training. I think maybe 5 years ago, he had a heavily publicized in wrestling media, but he had a death match, which is like lots of weapons, as much blood and gore as we can get. And he got really, really badly injured because I think he got a cut on something that you're not supposed to.
Yeah, okay.
But everyone was like, "Well, you've earned your stripes now."
Yeah.
Gotten the
How
absolute
many years after? How many years after was this?
20 years, I think.
20 years after the
15 years.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Still long enough for like the. All right. I just like I like getting the timeline of all this.
Yeah.
Just getting a sense of like how long the sentiment had to develop.
I mean, like all this time, David Arquette seems like it wasn't his fault at all, but he got the blame for it.
Yeah. So he became kind of a punching bag in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Wow. You describing a 2000s movie with like a new metal song on it. Can you call it new metal, Papa Roach?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that have you heard about Take a Look Around? The podcast that's recorded by a couple of guys in Sydney.
No.
It's exploring new metal through cinema. So like the first film they talk about is like
really?
Queen of the Damned. They move on to like Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, Queen of the Damned has Mick Gordon doing the soundtrack for that.
That's right.
I fucking love that soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I on this show?
Well, have a listen. I think you'd like it. As someone who, obviously I'm not in the new, I didn't grow up listening to new metal and as intensively as these guys, but like they got a nice way of chatting about it that makes you feel included, and then like they have a nice way of unspooling both that scene and movies that involve it. So it's great.
Yeah.
And you very much don't need to have seen the movie ahead of time to know to follow any of what they're talking about. Like,
Yeah, I've got it up here. I definitely want to listen to this.
Yeah, Take a Look Around, which of course is named after. Can you guess?
The Limp Bizkit lyric.
Yep, that's right.
It's Limp
Exactly
Bizkit fucking up your town.
Yeah,
Down
it's
low,
this, from the song that they wrote for Mission Impossible 2. So,
Yeah.
and in the second episode they talk about Mission Impossible 2. So there you go. Just to get back to
I
the
listened to
gamble
that
with
song. Well, can we keep talking about Limp Bizkit? No, sorry.
Much as I would love to do that. I just want to demonstrate. There was a bit here where, like, this little orange thing, you can spin it, but you can't kill it. And so what you're meant to do is to spin it into this little hamster wheel, and then it runs on the hamster wheel, and it causes these platforms to appear. And that's kind of cool. It's like damaging enemies as a way of solving a puzzle. Prepare to see it at least 2 more times.
Cool.
'Cause, yeah.
That thing is not the same model, but it reminds me of the Muse animal from Jack 1.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Like
not familiar
you're
with
very
that.
good at like finding these comparisons to Jack 1 that I would not have thought of. And now that you mention it, yeah, absolutely. The music.
It's just the gait of characters because they've reused the animations. Like these guys have the same animations as like the tiny little worker dudes in the first game as well. Like they've reused those a couple times.
Right. So here, let me show you. So these.
I think they
orange
do
guys-
have the same animation as the Muses. These guys.
Yeah. So like.
Oh, they jump back up.
Oh. I don't
Yeah.
think that was. Oh, I kicked it into the bottomless pit. That's what happened there.
Yeah, and they come back.
Yeah.
'Cause you have to
or
finish the
another
puzzle.
one respawns out of that little sewer grate.
Oh.
And then I gotta. Well, if it could just very helpfully flop into an area where I can. Hang on. There we go. And there you have it. So that puzzle works. Second in a series that where things do not escalate at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, they're Australian too. Oh, I know all these people.
Oh, take a look around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recorded Sydney, or at least one of them is based in Sydney.
I just had to go through the episode list to see if I was just trying to think of other scenes.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Mudvayne. I think is in the credits for Saw.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. I think
I don't know if they've done that.
last I read, one of the hosts tried to watch all of the Saw movies and failed at like the second or third just because it was so full on.
Oh.
You know.
I've watched the Your Movie Sucks reviewing all the movies. I've seen the first 2 Saw movies, but holy shit, it sounds just funny. Like the way that it sounds like absolute comedy. The way that series went.
There's a Twitter account called Saw Quotes, and it's just imagining the Saw guy as a like sort of semi-ironic but not really tweeter, and it's not like a Kylo Ren emo parody account. It's actually really good. It's like Tim Winton ebooks level funny if you follow that account.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, with Saw, I know that the Jigsaw, like the antagonist, dies in the 3rd movie, and then somehow they bring him back for every subsequent movie. Like he hasn't skipped a movie.
Yeah, it's like they just play around with the timeline, right? It's like that one guy in Fast and Furious. How like they kill Han, I think his name is, in the 3rd movie. And then they say like, well, all the 2 or 3 subsequent movies are just prequels to that one. So that's fine. That's why we can bring it back, and it's not a big deal.
I think Sherlock did that as well.
Oh yeah. You watched any of the Fast and Furious?
Nope, I've never seen any of them. I plan on doing it one day.
Yeah. Too Fast, Too Furious was especially funny from my experience. I watched the first 3 in a row with a mate. And, yeah. Though my brother is very fond of the 3rd one, Tokyo Drift. Because he used to work in a Dick Smith's, and they would play that on a loop on the TVs. So he came to know a lot of that movie off by heart.
Yeah. I feel like the first 3 movies in particular wouldn't have aged that well.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen
Maybe they
someone-
have. I don't know.
I'm sure you see someone mention how the first movie literally opens with them raiding a truck full of DVD players.
Oh hell yeah, dog.
Yeah, like designed for CRT TV sets.
Yeah. No, I don't mean that in particular, but movies from the early 2000s, there's a particular quality that they have.
Oh, big
It's
time,
like,
yeah.
As soon as it's like the opening shot, you're like, wow, I know when this was filmed.
Yeah, just something a little garish about it. Like,
Yeah.
It's a little blown out.
Like everything, the contrast on everything is really fucking high. Alice, don't step on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. The
Alice is
contrast
on your
is
keyboard.
fucking crazy.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, Alice.
Do you keep her out during Nuzlocke? Yeah, or...
Nah.
Okay.
If something happens, it's up. Then, you know, I can't stop it. I
Yeah,
can,
sure.
but I won't.
Okay.
There she is. I want to get back into City Skylines as well.
Hmm. Well,
'Cause
what
I
made
was-
you think of that?
I read a long guide about how to about traffic maintenance.
Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah,
in City
For the game,
Skylines
not in real
specifically,
life, yeah.
or...
yeah, not in real life.
Okay.
But I mean,
I could readily imagine an article that's like, we talked to an actual real-world traffic manager
well,
about our City Skylines.
yeah, it is like basically a one-to-one thing. Like the main problem that I had in my city was that my just too many intersections, and people got confused.
Sure.
So that's
We
leg
received
armor.
leg armor.
Are we going to be fully decked out in armor at some point?
Well, that seems
Armored
likely,
Jack?
doesn't it?
Oh, Armored Jack. That is the name of the Tekken character. Is it? No. Am I thinking of Armored
wouldn't
Type?
know. I have no idea about Tekken characters.
I don't know. But yeah. There's a character in Tekken called Jack, and he's a mech man.
Mhm.
Oh, shit.
This is a train car full of explosives. And, we gotta get it somewhere. Again, we've mentioned this many times now. But it's like, gameplay concept first, context later.
Mhm.
That is the running theme. So in this case...
You have
and
11 seconds to do
Shoot the
it.
track targets, Jack.
yeah,
Are you fucking serious, Daxter?
Yeah, Daxter, luckily for us, has figured it out. He knows exactly what we're meant to do. We're meant to beat the timer and get these train tracks down so that this little train cart full of explosives can get to its destination. What is that destination? What purpose will it serve when it gets there?
It's I bet we need to get into a no wait. I was going to say we need to get into a precursor tomb. It's either that or I don't know. We need to get a weapon from a bad guy.
For the life
That's
of me, I
ridiculous.
cannot tell you off the top of my
Okay.
head. I
That's
genuinely don't know. I think it's to get back into the city, but I'm not sure.
All right.
But like that, we can comfortably say that. Like our aim is to get back to the city at this point because everyone. Keeps
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
"Jack,
yeah.
we need you. I'm sorry. Sorry, we kicked you out. There's a lot
It's
of.
like Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
It's
I
not.
can see the comparison. Sorry, it's just I'm trying to like I immediately think of like 4 boys on a road trip, and it's like, well, it's
Yeah.
only 2 boys.
Because they're like, I can't remember why they're going on the road trip in the first place. Oh wait, is it because they're picking up Luna? They're like, we got to pick you up for the wedding.
Well, I don't think it's for the. Oh yeah, so they leave under that pretense, but then as they're leaving, the city gets raided.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Their plans
The
change.
movie Kingsglaive happens when they leave. That's literally what it is.
And we will watch that one day as part of our up and coming X and Y movie club, of course.
I don't know where it would be available on streaming, but I do have
I
the
don't know
Blu-ray.
either. But they
course
put
I have
enough
it.
money into it. They can't hide it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not for
I
us.
bought the edition. I actually bought it when I was in Scotland because I saw it. I bought a copy that came with the game and the movie in it.
Okay, and oh yeah, and you could just play that back home in Australia, couldn't you? Cause,
Oh yeah, because it's UK because they have.
Or region code.
Oh, they don't have region. They actually don't have region coding.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Lack of
Yeah, yeah.
region code. Yeah.
How good was that?
Yeah, that was cool.
As a kid, fucking region coded games. I just want to go get the packaging for it. Just 1 second.
Mhm.
Unless there's a cutscene about to happen.
No. Go ahead.
1 second.
We're just gonna heal up, having successfully done the strange, inexplicable, train explosive escort mission. Successfully. I like that I've only died the once so far. Having said that, I will die many times. Just the way it goes. In Jack and Daxter 3. Let me put my clacking controller under the table so that you don't hear every single button press. You've probably been hearing all of them up until this point. I apologize. Nonetheless, we will carry on. Muted. Ah, okay. Wait, so is this, are we back at the start? I think we are. And the only difference being that this is now blown open. I think. Oh. Okay. Like I said, my memory gets pretty foggy at this point, as far as like reasons for doing anything. Okay, what you got?
I think it's in the garage, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, thankfully, I am just sort of sniffing around trying to find that. I hated this next fight as a kid, says Sir Dodgington.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's helpful for me, because I remember what's about to happen. I remember very clearly. This is why I entertained your discussion of remaking the world as a theme of the story. This next cutscene will explain why.
And the instrumentality. Okay.
The monks told me you were coming through the Precursor subrails. Interesting, aren't they?
Did they?
The Precursors used them
Yes.
to build the world countless eons ago. The rail system leads deep into the planet, where it said the Ancient Ones wait to bestow unimaginable powers upon the worthy. I will save the world with that power, just as Ma did.
Yeah, you've done a great
Oh,
job
'cause
so
there was-
far,
yeah.
letting the metalheads destroy the palace.
Oh, you couldn't be more mistaken, dear boy. We're on a time clock, Jack. That light in the sky, do you know what it is?
Before we go on, can I just say, the voice actor playing Vega, this guy, he voices another character in the game. Can you guess who that is?
I'll have to listen to it.
Okay, have a listen.
Our nightmare has found us and the end is coming. I needed quick
Pekka.
access to the catacombs
No.
below, so I attacked the palace myself. It will be our little secret.
Well, you're full of surprises.
Daxter?
And you're full of dark eco.
I don't know.
You and your rat are an
Secret.
abomination. But
I don't know
will
his,
rid the planet
his
of
name
scourge
well enough.
and
Oh,
His
he's
voice
the
well enough.
Wastelander who we...
rule the universe.
Oh no, that's right. I don't
will
recognize
be a
his voice
bright
well
light
enough.
that shines to every corner of the world and destroys all shadows.
Excuse me, Count Vulgar.
It's Vega.
Isn't it kind of nice?
I'll
just
turn
to
it up in
curl
a sec,
in the
Dogen, too.
shade sometimes? Just chilling, watching the hot babes prance around in their skimpy little bikinis. You know, just how they jiggle. I get that special tingling feeling in my tail.
Enough! We will stop the cleansing of your
Smashing the laugh track.
I now command the very power of the Ancient One. This
Oh.
time, the Precursors will not have mercy on you.
There's that line
This is
again.
like, yeah. So this is like the first time we've seen one of these, like a precursor robot in action, I think.
Yep. Before we go on, let me just turn up the game a smidge for our mate Sir Durgington. I'll be real quick. Yeah, we'll show the sidebar. Peek behind the curtain and all that. 55. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Alright, hide the sidebar. Get back to Streamlabs so I can see what's going on. Boom. Let's go.
It's alive, Jack!
Oh, it has a lightsaber.
Yep.
Oh, that Halo PowerPoint presentation.
Oh yeah, like a laser pointer.
Yeah, it's funny because it's actually alternating. As soon as the laser pointer goes away, it's fine, and then once the laser or something else that comes out, it just frame rate just says goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
Wait till the pillar's cool before you get on them!
Alright, Daxter, thank you.
Thank you. This is a very Crash
This is
slash
very
Naughty
good,
Dog
yes.
boss. This looks difficult. Juggling in multiple things. Oh, that's why we have the explosives.
Yes. Although, there's no way we could have known that ahead of time.
Yeah, that's convenient though.
But it all comes together, baby. Turn into Dark Jack. Why does that keep happening? just want to heal. Because I'm bad at this game and I need you to accommodate
I saw that one.
Alright.
I can do those lasers.
Look at Bolts of Fury this time. Alright. Yep. You're seeing the pattern, I'm sure.
I reckon you gotta hit him 3 times?
Yes. Coincidentally, 3 sets of explosives above it.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. There we go.
So the second one?
I do like these little cutscene interludes in between.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he has 2 lightsabers.
Oh, baby. Darth Mauling it. Oh. I mean, Darth Maul never split his 2-ended lightsaber into 2 lightsabers, but you know, just roll with me on this. Sure? Yeah. What's the most famous example of someone holding 1 lightsaber in each hand? Like dual-wielding lightsabers. Is it Starkiller from Force Unleashed, or is there someone in the movies
guess so.
who did it?
I
Like,
know, I think
Dooku
it's
do
like-
it or something?
No. He just has the 1.
It's been a while since I watched the prequels, so. And it would have happened in the prequels, something like that. Yeah.
I don't think so, unless there's like a random Jedi in the background.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, someone at that last battle in Attack of the Clones did that. Yeah, I'm sure.
So
I think you're
don't.
right.
Oh, that's what probably cuts in. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a proper cutscene.
I was just gonna ask you something.
Oh yeah! The boys are back in town!
Let's go topside and see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, dog. Cut my life into pieces.
Now I've got a cool gun. Look at that. Chews through ammo really quickly, but it's cool.
Yeah. So, don't tell me if it wasn't answered, but was he saying, or at least implying, that there's there's a star in the sky, and at least what we assume right now is that that's going to bring about some sort of apocalypse. He said a cleansing.
Yeah,
Is it-
like the day star approaches, the remaking
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the world is at hand. Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Is that instigated by the precursors themselves?
It's instigated by a bunch of precursors who became evil, who got corrupted by Dark Echo.
Okay.
That's what they very sort of quickly explained at some point in I think the first week when we were playing it. So like some evil precursors are coming to, strip mine the world of all life and eco and resources and whatever. Right. They're going to destroy the world. And yeah, so like Vega sees himself as the guy who's going to save everybody. In the same way as Ma did,
Vigo is Lilith, and the precursors, the dark precursors, are angels.
Yes. It's exactly the same as Neon Genesis, yes.
No, sorry, Vigo is Gendo.
I think you remember this place, right?
Is it from the second game?
You bet. It's a bit different, though.
Oh, is this where Sage's old house was?
No,
The old
this is the
town?
city
No.
proper. When we were here last, there were cars everywhere.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I knew that we were in the city. Sorry, I thought there was a specific place in the city I was supposed to remember.
No. This is. Let me see if this makes it a bit clearer. So, you remember the port?
Is the whole thing fucked?
Yeah, it's been kind of fucked up. Hey.
Oh,
So,
damn.
This top bit is the stadium. So we're just south of the stadium. When we were doing races and stuff, this is where we were.
Damn.
And now it's kind of gone to shit. And the music's all sad, and it's a cool little bit of mood setting, There's no bit where Jack's like, "Oh man, the metalhead's ruined everything." You just kind of dwell, And there's metalheads around, so you can't just sit and take it all in necessarily. But I don't know. It's a bit of the game that I outright like. Just this short moment when we come up on the surface again. Like, coming back to the city is no small thing. It is weird that we've completely undone this supposedly incontrovertible exile that Jack was placed in, but when we come back, it's a heavy moment, and I like that.
I mean, what is left to say is the question I have. I guess we'll find out soon.
What is left to say?
What is left to save?
Oh, to save. Sorry. Yeah. Good question. The people who are going to answer that for us.
There appears to be some barrier and some sexy ladies behind it, and also a
Sexy ladies.
green man.
And a green man. Oh,
I just want a sexy lady. Is it Kira?
You bet. Oh, mate.
This place looks as bad as my old bedroom back home.
Oh, I should have.
Over here!
Anyway.
Samos, Kira.
Ah, Samos. Still as green as the stuff between my toes.
I knew I could feel Jack's energy. My boy, it's good to see you again.
Oh my god,
Those
Kira has a new model.
passageways below the palace.
I was so curious whether you were going to notice that. And I'm glad you did. Wait.
I don't know if Samus does yet.
Wait till you hear her talk. That's all I'm gonna
Oh
say.
no.
Terribly
Oh no.
important. The metalheads and KG robots
How's it
are
going?
advancing toward
It's
them.
me, Kira.
Can't hold out forever.
So the city needs me again, huh? What else is new?
Vega has turned on the force fields here.
Beager's the one who attacked the palace. He said he was looking for something below. Something in the catacombs.
Well, you're just going to have to find whatever it is before he does. But first, you'll need to find another way into this section of the city. Take the sewers into the port, then find a way north to reach us. And Jack,
Oh,
we're sorry for what happened. We should have stopped Vega.
I'll stop him myself.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
why aren't you saying anything?
Oh, she didn't say anything in this cutscene. Like, she's going to talk later, but for some
They
reason
didn't.
in this cutscene she does not talk. Sorry.
They didn't need a voice actor that day.
But yeah, wait till you hear her talk. That's all I'm gonna say.
Very worried. I'm very worried they're going to give her a gruff voice. I'm going to
Look,
give you a pound still jerk.
It's not going to be, like, it's not going to be that radical. That's all I'll
No,
say.
no. It will be to me.
See what you think. So now we're going to do what any good game does and go into the sewers.
Oh, yeah. Alright, they make a comment about going into the sewers. No, damn it. That's my favorite. I remember the game Dead Island doing that. Like there being a sewer level, and then someone being like, why do we always gotta go into the sewers? But like they still have the sewer level.
Right.
So don't do it. If you're
Yeah.
gonna complain if the characters are aware that it sucks.
Look, if we met her about it, it's fine. Yeah. No. Man, Dead Island just looks... I looked up a review. I think it's in my Steam library. And I looked up a review from back in the day, and it just looks ugly, man. Even for an Xbox 360 game, it's just like something about the UI. It's just the tone of it. It just feels really kind of...
Nah, it's great.
Okay.
If it's on
You could
Steam,
stream it then.
if you have it, we should do a co-op stream.
Co-op makes up for a lot, and I'm willing to...
Yeah.
And if you tell me it makes the ugliness worthwhile, then I believe you.
Well, I don't know the answer to that. We would have to figure that out together.
All right, we can cancel it after one session if we really feel compelled to. But anyway,
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah. The music in this section is good. Again, they've for some reason junked that like sort of kind of dynamic adaptive score where like they'll add like bits of percussion when you're carrying a gun and stuff like that. You remember me pointing that out in Jack 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't have that in this one. I don't know why, but you know, maybe they ran out of time to implement it or whatever. But this and various music tracks in the game, to be fair, is quite nice. It's a nice movie.
I've been listening to the Phoenix Wright soundtrack. a
Yeah,
lot
you
since
get
yesterday.
that going from Nuzlocke.
Yeah, you gotta. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
gotta
man,
play
I really want to
Phoenix
stream
Wright
that, but I don't know how to do that
You want to stream it? Well, I mean, isn't
because
the
I've
HD
already
version...
done it. So like,
Wait, so oh right, so you're not solving anything. Like that's the problem. Because
Yeah.
you know all the answers ahead of time.
well, I mean, I know who the killer is. I wouldn't
Sure.
remember who. I need the answers to everything though.
And who to accuse and whatnot. Yeah, okay. I think this one, yeah. So there's a fan here, and then if you get on the board, it launches you up. And then it's like, oh, just a dead-end room, huh? Well, let me open up this box. Whoa, 2 secret eggs. So there's your secret. I mean, yeah. It's just weird. I don't remember offhand if they reuse these fans anywhere else in the sewer level, so I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah, just got a stretch.
Yeah, of course.
I might need to call it at 8:30 if that's okay with you, unless
8:30. Yeah, we'll see how far we get. These levels are taking a little longer than I anticipated, so I'm happy to like catch up or just adjust the schedule accordingly.
Yeah, we can go a little bit longer if need be, but I prefer that if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Go to the shops and then. Yeah,
how do you feel about Pedro Pascal playing Joel in the Last of Us HBO series?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Mando, so the last role I watched Pedro Pascal in was probably his breakout role as the eyeball man in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, eyeball man. He was so different to that reputation for so long, which made it so tragic. You know?
Yeah, but no, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff and it's great. So yeah, good casting, I think. He already looks grizzled, which is good. Like, no matter what you do, he still looks like he's been through some shit.
Yeah, he can look as weathered and beat down as Joel for sure. I have no doubt about that. And
I feel like the point with, sorry, just very quickly, I feel like the point with Joel is supposed to be like he is weathered on top of weathered.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was already weathered before the zombie.
Right in the flashback scene, yeah.
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 And now he's got 20 years of shit on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And life as a smuggler, like just living under the grid.
An incredibly difficult life. Yeah, he looks like someone who has lived it. So yeah.
Yeah, estranged from his brother, I think, if that's how the first game goes. Like he's
I think
more or
so,
less just hasn't seen him in ages, so.
Yeah, can't exactly know.
Or not since his daughter died, anyway. And the girl that got playing him, like she was good in Game of Thrones, so. I mean, during the last season, granted, but you know. It is funny though, like I'm no doubt, as with any HBO show, the casting process was exhaustive, and the screening tests and costume tests and whatnot. Like settling on those names was no small feat. However, it is pretty funny that they came to the same conclusion as any fanboy who heard that HBO were doing Last of Us and just cast Game of Thrones actors in their minds, you know? It's like, so that guy looks like Joel and this girl looks like Ellie. Let's make it them, you know?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that, though. I mean, like, it feels like that's happened a lot with, like, a lot of casting people have been like, can we get a Stranger Things kid,
yeah. And then they test just well enough and they're like, alright, fine, let's proceed. It is quite possible, but like, also, it's worth mentioning how Haley Gross, who co-directed Last of Us 2, was like got a start on Westworld. Like that's how she became sort of a name. So, you know, presumably she knows people at HBO already and has like some input.
I was just about to say, who was I talking about this with? But we were talking about this IRL, weren't we?
Probably.
We were talking about this at time. Our mate Tom asked why people didn't like The Last of Us 2.
Yes.
And we did not have enough time to go through all the reasons.
Yeah.
But we covered off like a fifth of the criticisms, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think there's way more.
Like enough of a sense to be like, well, look, I'm not going to play it anyway, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but no, ultimately, like, I mean, Pedro Pascal's a talented actor. I'm sure it'll be good, you know, or he'll be good anyway. Can't speak for the show necessarily. I mean, they've got, if I'm not mistaken, the same guy who made Chernobyl, like that miniseries.
Oh yeah, have you watched that?
Not yet. I've been meaning to, and what little I've seen of it seems like, well, this looks pretty compelling. So
it's really good. It's pretty like full on, but it's really really good.
Oh, cool. And going further on news of the day, Gina Carano being fired from Mando, is that good? It seems objectively good from where I'm standing. Just knowing what awful shit she said in the past.
I don't know who that is. So I
Gina
have no
Carano.
opinion.
So I think her name. So she's I forget her character's name. It's like Rosa Core or something like that.
Huh.
Anyway, she was like all through. I understand that she's all throughout season 2. I haven't watched the show, but they did in the news stories reprint the stupid shit she said in the last like, month or so about trans people, about being a Republican in the States, and it's like, okay, this woman sucks straight up. She's like I do not blame her employer for being like, you know what, we're good.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
What about Sasha Banks? Apparently she's pretty good at it. She's a wrestler who's on the show, but I don't think she's credited as her wrestling name.
Sasha Banks? Sorry?
Her name is Mercedes something, but she's in Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
I think she plays a Mandalorian person.
So we made it to the surface. There's pedestrians.
Oh, we're still breaking in as part of that.
City's going down.
No, we're in the
Try
city now.
switching hover zones.
We got hover cars again.
So will we find out why that one section of the city was blown to shit and abandoned? And everything else is fine?
Not in any real detail.
I see what you're about to tell me, by the way.
What do you mean?
I know what you're about to start talking about.
No, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Are you not, I thought you were going to start talking about this fucking Dax dude.
Oh well,
What
yeah.
the
Well,
fuck
that's
is
from
that?
that's from the ending of the second game. You know, they replaced
Isn't
the yeah. So like at the very end, like Daxter takes over the bar and he calls it the Naughty Otzel, and there's a big Daxter at the front instead of what was there before. That was like from the second game. I thought you wouldn't need reminding of that. That's not new.
No, I don't remember that. I
Okay.
hate it.
Well, it's there, and it's quite funny that you hate it. I will say, like, there are scenes later that involve that specific sign.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I hope someone's butt lands on the horns. That'd be really funny.
that would be extremely funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll say no more. Yeah. So this is the bar. Let's see what's waiting inside for us.
Ah, the naughty Otzel. Honey, I'm home.
Jack, I never thought I'd see you again.
What are you doing to my place?
We needed a southern HQ for the war. Plus, I kinda like the sign with the Otzel head outside.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's cool, huh?
We use
No.
it for target practice. Listen, I'm sorry we couldn't stop Count Viger. We all are.
We just saw Viger. He's trying to use Precursor technology for something.
Figures. That guy always was one monk short of a choir.
What a
We have
weird
bigger
turn of
problems
phrase.
now. Viger sent me on a suicide attack into the port.
Never
when
heard
we
it
got
before
cut
or
off.
since.
Now we can't get back to Freedom HQ. Our forces are divided and the KG and Metalhead fronts are squeezing us from both sides.
Never fear, the Trouble Twins are here.
Uh-oh. Speaking of trouble, we've got incoming blast bots from the KG City section. They're heading this way. Can you handle it, Jack?
Okay, so we got a little fear.
What is KG? Is that like the Guz faction?
Crimson
Like,
Guard.
faction?
It's
Oh,
the,
okay. That, yeah.
So these machines that the Crimson Guard were using in the last game, they're more or less autonomous now, and they're a threat, and it's not clear why.
And of course, Crimson is spelled with a K. 'cause
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. KG, you know, they kept that alive very much.
Did they say KG in the last game?
No, they never did. So I also was quite confused playing this as a kid, being like, so KG, is that? Oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's strange. Also, yeah, you'll know why what looked like the Crimson Guard are blue now, because they're technically on our side.
Okay.
Hit the bomb right at him, Jack.
Oh,
Hit the
oh
balls.
right.
Hit the
So
balls.
Daxter wanted me to spin the bombs back at that spider bot machine, but we can just kill it by shooting it a lot.
Okay, good.
So it's not a big a deal. Daxter's just being helpful, really.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
This does look a lot like a Death Stranding city. I mean, I haven't made it very
Yeah.
far. But Death Stranding. There's a town where you go over a big hill and see something. And it looks like that last scene.
No, I see that
Okay.
comparison very much. Oh
God.
Okay, I got that bomb. Don't shoot me, please. Ah! Alright. Are you gonna shoot more bombs? Yes.
That one hit him.
For the guard!
Oh, this heal move. It's so clutch.
Oh, it pauses time too.
It pauses time, exactly. It is such a... I'm gonna be using the hell out of it throughout the rest of this playthrough. It's just so useful.
Seems like if it was on the last game, it'd be super useful for like little scenarios.
And to be honest, I did not think about that when I implemented the death counter. I swear. Like, I'm just glad that there are enough deaths on there so that it's a decent donation to ALS.
Well, I mean, you're gonna fall off cliffs and
True.
Jack, it's nice to have you back. Come back to the naughty outsole and let's talk about how we're gonna get our butts out of this mess.
the naughty asshole.
The
Sounds
naughty
weird.
Otso.
The city's going down.
Yeah.
Also, it sounds weird to say.
Yeah. It is.
Naughty asshole.
Well, all of the animal hybrids that they come up with for these games just are strange. It's a cute conceit for the first game, but like with the elephant-looking precursors, it's just a thing they keep around because it's like, well, you know, can't violate the rules we've established. So like, I get it, but it's still strange to hear every time. It's like, why is it kind of like an animal but not? Oh, it's a hybrid. Because they just
Hybrid
gotta keep
between an
going.
otter and a weasel. Two very similar animals.
I couldn't tell you how one is distinct from the other, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at what weasels look like.
Ooh, this next mission, I quite like.
Ashlyn, this is Torn. Jack's back in the city.
Jack? I knew I could count on you.
That new KG leader's probably pissing in his... Wait, someone's jamming the signal. I think... Errol.
I live! Still fighting for the weak link, Jack? Well, I've had a few enhancements since we last met.
Oh my god, he's a mid-boss.
Have their biological weakness, but me, I'm pure metal. I'd love to meet you again.
We must unite our forces or we're through. You've got to reach us, Jack.
We need you to break through and link up with us before it's too late.
Crash, I mean, Naughty Dog loves doing these hologram head things.
They do. They really do. Such a big part of Crash
Assault
too,
the
hey.
KG front. If we can break through their defenses, we may be able to get back to HQ and link up. Care to make some noise, Jack?
We're always up for a little rumble. Hey, Dax?
Fish in a barrel, baby. Fish in a barrel.
Fish in a
Well,
barrel.
he has two'd.
He has two.
If I haven't
that's
seen
right.
two'd, that was it.
Apostrophe two'd, yes. So, you might be thinking, oh, we're gonna make some noise. We're gonna destroy something. What is that going to be? I don't know, but it's telling me to go over here, so I guess we're gonna use this rocket
Yeah.
for something.
It's like they ended that cutscene a little bit too early.
I'll handle this.
Oh, it's because they read the cutscene first and then figured out what you have to do after that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In this case, riding a missile as Daxter.
At
you
no
see
point in
this
that
coming?
cutscene do they say, Daxter, we need you to jump on top of a missile and then ride around the bay and collect light orbs.
Oh, you remember how like I asked you what was gonna happen when we approached that mech in the first
Yeah.
session? I should have done that again, actually.
Yeah.
Because you in no way would you have guessed that this was
I
gonna...
would have said we have to go to a different part of the city and then fight our way through a section and retrieve some MacGuffin and bring it back.
Well, in this case, we are retrieving MacGuffins. It's like a missile charge, kind of. Nondescript. It's like an eco dust flick. You know? Like, it's just not... You know,
Are you
riding
powering
on
up the
fly.
rocket that
They're
you're
riding
on?
on the fly. Sorry, go on.
Are you powering the rocket that you're currently riding?
Yeah, the meter in the bottom left is going up the more I collect.
So you're just wasting energy riding around there.
Flying, buddy. The missile's almost fully armed.
Well, as Torn said, the missile's almost fully armed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm wrong in this situation. Sorry, Torn. I guess I don't understand how physics work.
Brendon, pay attention.
Brandon, you don't understand. It's magic eco-fuel.
There's ample context given for all these exciting missions.
Daxter needs to adjust that. Oh.
Yeah. Well, Daxter's dead.
Nice.
And that's
He's
gonna
dead.
do it for this week. Nah, I'm kidding.
I was going to say Daxter needs to ingest the S2 engine as an unlimited source of power. It's an Evangelion thing.
Yes.
So I finished watching Evangelion as well.
Is that when he gets to the 400% sync rate and like eats an angel and shit?
Right, buddy. The missiles
Yeah. That's when Evangelion Unit 1 eats an angel, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And grows a human arm.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what is happening?
That's cool. I like that.
That is ingesting the S2 engine. So the S2 engine, it is I don't think they actually say it in the show, but it gives you unlimited. It's an infinite energy source.
Yeah, right.
So the Evangelions, as you would know it, you can only
A
run
lot of the
5
technical context for what's going on, I just miss for obvious reasons. You recognize that face?
Hey, it's the face that you would think.
Yeah, it's the face. It's a good face. Smashing the laugh track.
Don't pay for this!
What'd you think of that?
Because the rock fell on him. Like when the rock falls on Goofy.
Oh, true, yeah!
Don't pay for this.
Goofy! No! Daxter! Oh, no!
Oh no. So keen to watch End of Evangelion.
I am too.
I hope you and Bianca both are very aware that it is a pretty confronting movie.
I am.
Okay.
And I, you know, I hope Bianca is. She's watched. I don't know if she's watched something that confronting. I can't say until I've watched it, but yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies, but it's a fucked up movie. Anyway.
Recognize this? This person?
Yeah, it's Daxter's girl.
I am getting the Austin Powers quotes ready.
Oh, yes, please.
Daxter!
Definitely.
You're back! Oh, did that mean old desert burn your itty-bitty paws?
Very shagadelic! Hey, Tess baby, don't crush the merchandise.
Oh, that's right.
Behave.
I'm designing new guns to help out the war effort.
You make guns now?
Yeah,
Whoa, her
I just
tits
finished
are
this new
very
gun.
jiggly.
It sports a multi-port, large bore, gyro burst launcher with blowback breach assist using
Music's
full
getting
jacket,
quirky.
eco-depleted armor-piercing slugs.
She's wearing suspenders over her boobs, and they're still jiggling around like crazy.
It's a hobby. Not so fast. First, you have to prove you can protect my little schnookums in the new gun course.
Do I make you ready, baby?
And then we get an upgrade. A
Yes.
new gun.
He blew Tessa kiss at the end there. That's how they button that scene.
Oh my god, as if these aren't angels. But yeah, earlier this week in our other Discord that Bianca and I were in, we had everyone was talking about End of Evangelion and some of the themes and stuff. Well,
Yeah, right.
and the show as well. But we were talking about the influence of Godzilla, and by virtue, like the nuclear bombings in Japan, and how big of an influence it had on Evangelion. Before I actually specifically like mention what the influences are, did that come across to you, like the World War II bombings of Japan and how that?
Well, the rebuilding effort from like the fact that
yeah.
they're living in Tokyo 3 is like, yeah, it's there. It's absolutely there. I think the Godzilla reference I would have gravitated to as I was watching it is just the thought that Hideaki Anno made a Godzilla movie.
Yes.
You know, like that's something he's interested in. So I'm expect I'm gonna see shades of it here, and yeah, I agree. There are shades.
Yeah, this is for Evangelion, not just whatever, I can't remember what I was going to say. But Godzilla, so the idea of Godzilla is it's a metaphor for nuclear energy. And
Or it was, and then eventually it was like monster
It was.
shops. Yeah.
They, by the way, in the legendary Godzilla movies, I'm pretty sure they changed it to be about climate change.
Oh yeah, sure. Whatever.
Anyway, that's because the times influence
Yeah.
media.
The times.
And everyone has their own inherent biases. But anyway, the thing with Godzilla is that Godzilla can be a savior or a bad or a destroyer.
Your devil or your angle, yes.
Yes, your devil. Exactly. Thank you. So, with Godzilla being a savior, it's a representation of the benefits of nuclear energy and how it powers Japan to do all these great things. But it can also be a destroyer. It's in that it can be used to bomb people. And the way that relates to Evangelion is the same. Like the Evangelions are created using the technology of the enemy. That's the only thing that they can do to fight back. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking about.
Not that it's superior, like, frankly, but Pacific Rim kind of does a similar thing. Like
what?
I think it just acknowledges the same
Evangelion. I don't see any similarities between Evangelion and Pacific Rim. Yeah, Pacific Rim is Del Toro's Evangelion, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not bad shooting, Jack, for a guy. Now, I want you to protect my little baby with this, or else I'll hunt you down and hurt you real bad. Okay?
She's getting more personality, which
I
is
didn't know
good.
you had so much.
Yeah, she didn't have that side of her character in the previous game.
No, she did not.
She's simping hard for Daxter.
Yeah, big time. It just kind of happened at one point when the writers decided it was funny.
Yeah.
And in this game, they just take it as license to have it shoot scenery and whatnot. But yeah.
She reminds me a lot of Sydney from FF15. Just
FF15.
Final Fantasy 15. Remember Sydney? The mechanic girl?
Oh, the mechanic, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. Just checking the time. Yeah, we got 20 minutes. We can do one more mission. This one is just ascertaining what it is. Yeah, I think I know what
We've
this
got
is.
some KG defenses we need eliminated.
Oh yeah, if you ever need to do it, if we
Sniper
need to do a
cannons
catch up for
keeping our
whatever
men
reason,
pinned
could probably
down.
do one on a
Jack,
Wednesday too.
You need to find those hidden cannons
bear it in
and
mind.
take them
Thank you.
out.
Just
There's sure
just
to
in
be an
case.
enemy counterattack when they see what you're up to. So watch out. You know the routine.
Yeah, we do all the work. You get all the credit.
Haha.
Aha. I think. There's the missions here kind of blur together because they all kind of are given to Jack in the same way. There's no running around to different strange, obscenely fat characters to get them from. It's all pretty straightforward compared to the last.
And they don't tell you what you're doing until you're already doing it.
More or less, which is good and bad. I mean, there's the overall game has a bad habit of not giving you quite enough context for what you're doing, so it's not that big a deal. But in terms of just getting to the fun stuff,
yeah,
it's cool. Hey, if all you want to do is play a fun game with shooting
Watch
and
out.
jumping
If
around.
those turbo cannons open up on you, your history.
Oh, I remember this. Okay, so there's a. So this is a weird little. Damn it! Stop attacking me. This is a weird little section where we go into territory that's been reclaimed by the robots, and we do a very Crash Bandicoot feeling section where
It's got a bead on you. Move.
we like outsmart a cyber cannon, so like we expose its energy core by smashing those buttons and then shoot that energy core and destroy the gun. And we do that several times. Oh my god. And we preferably do that without running into these guys over and over again, like I somehow managed to keep doing. We'll see how we go. And I can never do the light jack heal without turning into dark jack immediately after. I'm very
What
good
are the
at
buttons
this
to
game.
do it?
Sorry?
What are the buttons like that are making you?
It's L2 and then you hold and then you press a face button typically to like triangle is to do the heal.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, fine, I'll cop it. And we'll respawn with more health anyway, so.
It's only 2 deaths this stream, so probably. 2
Three,
deaths in
but yeah.
modern. Oh, those 2.
Yeah, not as many as previous weeks for sure. The heal is helping us out a great deal.
Yeah.
It's got a bead on you. Move.
Yeah, I'm just watching this thing now, so it's an interesting angle.
Sorry?
That angle of when like your angle is actually the enemy's view.
Am I right in making a comparison to Crash Bandicoot? I feel like it's something they would have attempted.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Where's the other button? I'm trying to. Hang on. So that's where the energy core pops out. We smash one button. Oh my god, stop it. I literally cannot see the coming, so. There we go. Alright, let's try and do 3 more without dying. I'm trying to think of other news items that popped up today in the same realm as like, oh, we found our Joel and Ellie for Last of Us. I don't know if anything was as significant. There probably was, but...
I'm not sure. But I'm
anything
getting
else on the mind, similarly to Papa Roach and its impact on...
Yeah. I'm going to a wrestling show tomorrow, and it's a bit...
That's right. Yeah, that's why you can't do review gear. So...
It's in walking distance to my house too, which is good.
Yeah, sick. So like, are you going for specific names, or is it just like the local wrestling scene?
The former. Oh, the latter, I mean.
Yeah, okay, so it's not that you're a fan of a particular personality necessarily, it's that it's just wrestling. You're in for a good time.
Oh, there's definitely some of them. I'm definitely following some of their careers. I definitely have my favorites from this company, UWA, for sure. Mm-hmm. So it's a mix of both.
Yep.
Which is good. But like this, they've just signed a new deal where they're basically on the same online streaming platform as all the big names in all the other big wrestling companies in the world.
Wow.
Fight Network. So yeah.
I mean, that sounds like...
Everyone other than WWE, because they have their own streaming platform, but everyone else is on the same one. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Figure that there's a dedicated wrestling streaming platform. I wouldn't have thought so, but it wouldn't have occurred to me, but...
I think they have... I don't have it because I don't have any money to buy new streaming platforms, ATM.
That's fair.
But
there's a lot of them.
Good work, Jack. That'll help us maneuver better. I'd say we
I think they have like MMA stuff, and I'm not really a fan of MMA. But
oh yeah.
There are... there's something on here called it's Bare Knuckle Fighting, and they had an event called Bare Knuckle Mania. Oh no, Knuckle Mania, sorry.
Knuckle Mania?
It rolls off the tongue. Urban Fight Night.
How many wrestling games, like separate wrestling games, did you own growing up?
I've still got them all here.
Yeah, like how many do you think there would be?
That I own? About 20?
About 20?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they were yearly releases, weren't they? So that kind of checks out.
Yeah, but there's like other wrestling games as well, like, and then other companies have their own games, like,
Rumble Roses? Was that a thing?
Rumble Roses, I don't know what that is.
Right,
it's not really
so do I.
wrestling.
I'm just throwing it out there. I have no idea what you feel about it all.
That's like a Japanese like waifu game, isn't it? I think. What's it called? Rumble Roses. I've seen 2 best friends played it.
Yeah.
Which is why I know what it is.
There are 2 more missions I would like to do before wrapping up. Here is the first.
You can probably go a bit longer as well. I need to go to IGA. Then I realize it took until later than I realized.
City section. We need to attack their hive from below, and the sewers are the only way in right now. We haven't been in those old passageways since the war broke out, but no scouts have reported movement down there.
That's a good thing, right?
I mean, no scouts have ever come back alive to tell us.
Still giving us the crappy missions, huh?
Dark, dirty, dangerous. I'm beginning to like this war.
Oh my god.
Mine is in the trailer.
Oh, that's not a good thing to say.
It's not. It's really not.
War is cool.
Yeah. I like, killing.
It is something Jack would say that because he's a fucking edgelord.
Yeah, well, he was softening a little bit for a while there, in this game specifically.
He's reverted back to his old ways.
a bit creeps through. It would be funny if, like, just out of muscle memory, he's like, he talks to someone like, "You look reasonably smart. Where am I?"
So, just a quick reminder too. Jack's ability his Dark Jack abilities, they're a result of being tested on by Old Mate from the last game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
okay.
much.
And they're just nothing to do with him also being the chosen one. Like those two things aren't connected at all.
Seemingly not. For all I know, like they could like bring this game back and then like retcon that in. I don't know, but it's not intended within this PS2 saga for that to be the case. Yeah, Dark Jack is very much kind of like a violation of prophecy. You know, he's not meant to. Everyone assumes he's not meant to be that. But for all we know, I don't know. Time is strange. Fate is stranger. Who knows? Maybe he was destined to be that way. I think that I feel is like the answer the devs would have given you back in the year it came out. You know, they would have just teased
When's
it.
Jack 4 though?
Well, it's called Lost Frontier, and it kind of stinks.
I wonder what Naughty Dog's doing next.
I do too, to be honest. I really do. Like, Neil Druckmann kind of ummed and ahed and was like, we might do a new property, we might do Last of Us 3, I don't know.
No, you're not.
Figuring it out.
You're not doing Last of Us 3.
Please don't. I'd rather you didn't.
Actually, they might.
They absolutely could. They would be given the money for it in a heartbeat, you know.
Yeah, because I just remembered that they won a bunch of awards and stuff.
Yeah, and Last of Us 2 was like the fastest selling exclusive or something like that. It broke records of some sort. So, you know.
Oh, and it reviewed super well, didn't it? I forgot about that.
So many people picked it as like their goatee.
What's wrong with
you know, when we live in our when you and I live in our kind of friendship circles, who, you know, don't respond as avidly as those critics have to that sort of thing. It's like it can be easy to forget, but no, people loved it.
Yeah, game critics it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. That's right.
As someone who has written reviews and had things paid for me, and then those people expect reviews to be written, it can be a tough spot to be in. Not for me though. I didn't care.
And you no longer have to care. It's not a line of work you are a part of anymore.
Now that I'm not a journalist, I can tell you, I never took money for a review. I promise.
Very good. You hear that, Gamergate? Do they exist anymore?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they saw a resurgence after Last of Us 2.
They just moved over into QAnon. Or some similar conspiracy that would have them.
Yeah, there's other things going on. We tend to get
There's
angry
a whole
about.
world to lose your mind in. Whoa! That was this secret.
Yeah, that's good. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but when I finished uni and it's time to graduate, I found out that I was actually 2 credits short.
Oh wow.
And it would have really sucked to have had to do a whole nother semester of uni just to get 2 credits when you get like 4 or 6. And so the head of the arts faculty was like, you can write me a 3,000 word essay on whatever topic you want in regards to that relates to like the degree, and I'll mark it and give you 2 credits for it if it's good.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It was really fucking nice of him to do that. But my paper was about Gamergate.
Oh, 3,000 words on that. Yeah, well there you go.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I don't remember any of my essay on bicycle thieves and neo-realism. So,
what's,
I know the feeling.
What's
so at least yours was about something
thieves
vaguely relevant and not like 1940s cinema.
I was going to say, is bicycle thieves, do you mean literally people selling bikes, or what is that?
It's a movie. It's a well-regarded Italian movie. Part of what was then an extremely radical cinema movement where it just showed life as is and didn't romanticize and paid proper attention to the portrayal of the working class and their struggles. Yeah. It was pretty big for the time.
There you go.
And it's a good movie, straight up. It's just like, I've kind of mellowed on cinema in a big way in the last 10 years. I used to be all about it, and now it's just like, for various reasons, I'm just less enthused about it than I was, and I largely just play games.
Yeah. Have you seen fucking Donnie Darko?
Oh, buddy. Classic.
I have actually.
Do you remember ABC doing like a my favorite movie, like a top 100 of the country? And they like televised the results and stuff?
Did the castle win?
No. Oh, what one? Oh my god, I can't even remember.
That of the dish.
No. Oh, you're gonna have to look it up, I'm afraid. I genuinely can't. It might have been Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, probably.
It was either that or like Lord of the Rings or something. But like they had a whole televised special with Margaret Pomeranz hosting, and it was a big thing.
When he said Shawshank Redemption, I can't remember.
Yeah, it ranked. I know Shawshank ranked really highly. So like my favorite film, ABC. This would have been in like 2006. I remember Tim Minchin doing a comedic segment for it, and we had no idea who he was at the time. But we were like, oh, he's cool.
2005 it was.
Yeah. But Donnie Darko rated really highly on that. That's why I thought about it a little.
Yeah, I'm actually happy with number one. Number one was Lord of the Rings. Alright, for number one. They're just all three. Yeah. Hosted by Margaret Pomeranz, Drew Forney, Stuart McGill, Sigrid Thornton, Chris Taylor. Anyway.
Yeah, the chaser guy.
Number two was Amelie.
Amelie?
Number three is Blade Runner, which I think is really boring.
I wonder if the final cut was out at that point. Like the proper, true artistic vision of that movie. So that's obviously
sure. 4 was Shawshank, 5 is Donnie Darko, as I mentioned. 6 is Star Wars, 7 Pulp Fiction, 8 The Princess Bride, there you go. 9 Gone with the Wind, and 10 Fight Club. That's a pretty embarrassing list.
It is very. Look, I mean, it's a popular poll. It's the hottest 100 effect. You don't really understand why things are as popular as they are, but they are. You cannot dispute it. I remember it got voted on pretty widely. So
yeah.
So can't argue with democracy.
Yes, I can, and I will.
You can. 100% you can.
I remember. I think it was Max. It was either Max or Channel V, or it might have been a collaboration between the two. But they did top 1,000 songs of all time.
Yeah, Max had like a countdown every odd day, it felt like.
Yeah. I remember the 1,000 countdown being a big thing. I remember Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen being number 1, and I was like, nah, mate, nah. The best song ever written.
Yeah. Look, no disrespect to Bruce Springsteen, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, Bruce is a legend. But
yeah, one of my favorite jokes on Frasier. Frasier, for whatever reason, is talking to this teenage kid, and he's describing that. He's saying how, like, for various reasons related to the plot that I won't relate in great detail, he says, "Oh, Roz is going to go see Bruce Springsteen in concert," and the kid's like, the boss." And Frasier looks at him really smugly and goes, "No, Bruce Springsteen." And that's like one of my favorite kinds of humor, when someone is very smug and also very wrong. And that's like peak Frasier to me.
Yeah. Oh shit, cutscene. Going up an elevator.
Yeah. Do you know
this
game has
Jack, this is Ashlyn. I'm glad you're back in the fight. You're behind enemy lines now, so watch yourself. I need you to take out a cache of Dark Eco near the Southport border. We have reports that the Metalheads are using it to create terrible Dark Eco weapons to infect the city. We've got to stop that at all costs.
Thank you for telling me all that over walkie-talkie.
Yeah, very good time to dump all that
Very good time to dump it. This is the last mission I want to do today, so this is actually the timing's working out pretty well.
I like this.
So this is where we saw in the last game like yak cows and fruit being grown and fountains and stuff, and now it's just a gross Metroid Prime 2 shadow area, basically.
Yeah, I thought we walked through there earlier, but no, it's this zone. That's damn.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, really.
You paused the game in that zone a lot because it looked nice, so we could have something nice to look at while we talked. I believe. I think that's what you did.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was a nice looking area. I absolutely did that.
Have you still been playing FF8, by the way?
I haven't touched it since that first session where I just did the first, like, the fire cavern and like went into Balam and talked to like somebody there, just like following a guide saying, hey, you can do this at this early stage, so go ahead and do that, and like farming AP so that my GFs had certain abilities. Like, I resolved to myself, okay, next session I'm gonna like go around Balam Garden and like get my head around Triple Triad, and I haven't gotten around to that yet. Yeah. No, instead I gravitated onto Pokemon Fire Red after watching you do Nuzlocke so many times, and gave that a go. And I failed, but it was cool, and I see the appeal. And I would
that
like
reminds me that I need to get. I'm tossing up for the Nuzlocke, the current Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Whether to at least train up a backup team, like get Wave Dash in there, maybe time for the sacrifice to step up, which is the Carrier, which I was going to sacrifice, but didn't end up doing. Or just go all in with Bibarel and Giratina. Bushdoof, yeah.
Yeah. It's the one name that unifies both of them.
Because the thing with doing a Nuzlocke is, if you just used your starting Pokemon, you would probably, and you literally didn't battle with anyone else, you'd probably be good. Who's messaging me? Some message about wrestling. Like, you'll probably do it if you only ever trained one Pokemon, but it could die and you just have to start all over again.
Sure.
And it's not fun doing it that way either. The point of the Nuzlocke is to discover new Pokemon you wouldn't regularly use and form attachments to them.
The thing I was coming up against when I played Fire Red Nuzlocke is the limit on how high up you can train your Pokemon before they get unruly. It's like I forgot that was a thing until it. Yeah, because until you get, from what I understand, until you get Misty's badge, if you have a Pokemon level 20 or over, like, they're not going to listen.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it might be level.
high.
It might be level. I can't remember what level it is, but it doesn't. Yeah, I can't remember the last time that had become an issue for me.
Yeah, like, I figured you had that sorted, you know.
Yeah, it's like a lot higher than you would ever realistically grind your Pokemon to be, is the thing, because it's supposed to just prevent you from training with someone and getting a super strong Pokemon and using it. Like, that's the idea. It's not supposed to prevent you from grinding out levels really high and proceeding.
Sorry, I'm just making sure. There's a lot of weird, obscure platforming sections that are here now, involving like little gas vents and shit. So it's like,
it doesn't look pleasant to navigate.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's again Naughty Dog's commitment to visual fidelity more than readable level geometry. And there's there's definitely more of it to find in this game. Oh, actually, if I head on this, yeah, we could just sort of bounce along like a Donkey Kong Country barrel sequence, more or less. I only have to walk from one barrel to the next.
Sick.
Yeah, but like, Misty's got level 21 Pokemon, and if I'm reading Cerebi.net correctly, I can't bring in any Pokemon beyond level 20 before they.
That's not correct.
Okay. How I misread that. Oh, well,
I think the level is 30, and I think it's only applicable to Pokemon that you've had traded in. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
Sure.
So that wouldn't be a concern for you. Like, I actually wouldn't think about it if I were you, because it rarely comes out.
I will link you a page after this and ask you, like, okay, so what does this mean? Like, I think I was reading the table wrong or something.
Yeah.
Because I want to beat Fire Red. That'd be fun. It's like, it's a nice, like, obviously Gen 1 is like the one I'm familiar with. It's the one I played as a kid. But the GBA remake is just a really nice up-res with nice sprites.
Yeah,
and,
I've seen that for sure.
Yeah, and it's just, to me, it's like a good mix of what I like, and a good environment to try that in. Anyway.
Sydney Dark Power.
Almost.
Oh, no.
There's one more. Hang on. Oh, okay. Close, but so far. Alright, hang on. Oh, come on. It was spurting gas, and then I jumped at it, and the minute I did that, it stopped. It's like, alright. Alright, game, come on. We love cycles. We love to predict cycles. Okay.
Sorry.
I think this is it. Hang on. Yep.
Nice loincloth, Jack.
What if I told you there is director's commentary for the cutscenes in this game? And the one thing I remember the most from them is that when watching this, there's an anecdote about how at the 11th hour they realized Daxter hadn't reappeared after he did that little transformation, so they slipped him in at the end to just be like, "Ooh!" And I remember thinking even at the time, like, I don't know if it was a big deal. You got to skip that.
I would always be looking out for that every single time after just hearing about that in the commentary. Released perform a Dark Strike.
Kamehameha!
Oh.
Yeah.
Jack, my boy, Samos here. While you're near the entrance to South Haven Forest, could you please go check out reports of a dark eco infestation there?
While you're down at the shop, could you get me a Milky Bar, please?
With dark eco. If you
Can you get me, I don't know, some
you must
plants and
destroy them
dirt?
before they
Those are
spread.
the things that I
There are
like.
some ancient precursor pillars in the forest that may have a link to the catacombs. But if the metalheads overrun the place, we'll never know for sure. Make me proud.
That sounds very serious. That sounds very cool. That sounds very fun in a very PS2 platformer kind of way, but we're going to leave it till next week.
Luckily, the PS2 memory card flashed on the screen, so you know it's saved onto your PS2 memory card.
Which I have hooked up specifically.
The city's lost.
The city's lost, apparently. But not for long.
Everyone's just chilling.
Yeah, they just, like, instead of Crimson Guard quotes, you're just hearing people like, "We lost 3 people this week. Oh, there's no hope. No."
It's like Bloodborne.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Well, let me finish off by... Oh, I mean, we haven't had many people in.
We lost this one a long time ago.
So, like, there's no one really to raid. Well, I'll just use it as an excuse to put on the end screen and to put on some music.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. Alright, so no review Geo tomorrow, but Monday, KOTOR 2 again. Yeah, we're just kicking on. And we'll watch End of Evangelion by the time Bianca streams again, so hopefully she'll have some opinions to share as she's slashing. I bagged me 10 metalheads this week.
Jack just killed, like, the whole family of them.
Yeah. And then some. Like, several branches of that tree. Family tree, exactly. Alright, well, thank you, Brendon, for hanging out. And, I guess I'll see you next week.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
So, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'll hang up. But that was fun. Cheers, thanks for that. Catch you on Sunday. Bye.
Come on,
open the gate, a run alive.